Ooh, it's been a couple of days and I just thought, you know what, I want to do a video. And I took a look at my shelf up there and I was thinking, who needs some love? Yeah, who's kind of been forgotten about? And there's Prime, RID, Voyager Prime, no, sorry, Prime, Voyager Prime, Generations Rhinox, Animated Lugnut, Generations Blitzwing, Animated Safeguard. You know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff I've been looking at, and it's just like, no, you know what? You. Dark of the Moon, Voyager, Fireburst, Optimus Prime. They brought out about, I think, in total, because I just had a quick look on TF Wiki, because I completely forgot what the specific name for this guy was. Basically, they brought out about 3 versions of this mould. The original just had a big gun. Fair enough. And was the traditional colours. This is very much of a dark colour. For once, my lighting isn't actually ruining this colour. That's what it looks like. It is very much almost black blue. You know, this is like a very midnight blue with the little sort of orange paint going up it. I'm going to sneeze, bear with me. Told you. So, yeah, he's got the weapon at the back here, which, come here, is quite a cool gun, to be fair. I mean, if you imagine that's like like green or something, it's a big scope. It feels very Gundam-esque to me. Like G1 Gundam, just like with the massive scope on top. Pew! Pew! More in this later, because Dark of the Moon, you know the gimmick of Dark of the Moon, or you should do. But yeah, this isn't bad. I mean, it's Voyager, when they were trying desperately to make every Prime as big and as expensive as possible. This, for around the £20 mark, I think it was at the time. It's not too bad. There's a couple of little niggles with it, don't get me wrong, it's not perfect. I mean, the back is a little bit gappy, but they have kind of moulded in. See these things here? They're kind of textured. They kind of look like jet engines. So I don't know if they're trying to say that this is like a jet-propelled American like truck. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. But the main and this piece on top, this whole piece on top, doesn't really want to sit perfectly. I mean, there's a little gap through there. Never quite wants to sit properly. But the main problems are with this piece. It's like something inside here doesn't want this to be flat and keeps trying to push it out. So all of this kind of feels like it's being pushed up. And there's like a slight gap through there. See? And this just feels like it's slightly bent up. It's not, that's how it goes. That's how it transforms, and you can try and push it all together properly, and that's just how it is. But as far as I know, rolls fine, doesn't drag on anything. And there's plenty there for it to drag on if it wanted to. But it's just, I don't know, it's a weird one. It's, I don't know. And I mean, this windscreen here, this whole piece is just the translucent red. It could have done with a little bit of love. I mean, if I could go around with that with a Sharpie or something, but, And this side here, there's a translucent piece, piece on top with all the paint on, and then at the side it's just the red plastic. So there's just this jarring gap between the top and the side. It's just little things like that just kind of make you go, yeah. But on a whole, and I've wriggled it around a bit, so that has kind of come loose. You gotta try and, like I say, this it doesn't like holding together very well. Has the other side come out now? Not quite. But yeah, I mean the gun, he's got ports there. He's got the one in the back. And the side, and that's about it. And these are soft-ish plastic, not incredibly soft, so that's one thing. Should we get to the transformation? Let's get to the transformation. First things first, you kind of wriggle these out. There's a tab, and they go into a slot just in there. And they're on a double hinge, so you fold them back. And that's the slot, okay? Same side, kind of wriggle it out. Now, depending on how well you've actually transformed it, which is a little bit finicky, these can be a nightmare to try and line up. So if these don't just jump out as soon as you touch them, it means you transformed it properly in the first place. That's about as good a judge as you can get it, really. So you can move those. And you just bring that from the back there. Just loosen it. It wants to come loose anyway, so just do it. And you can fold this whole piece. There's a hinge like right through there. Well, it's two separate hinges, but you know what I mean. Bring that out. And you got to kind of bring that piece, the grey piece, inside. Out. Bring this down a little bit more. Okay. And then you can bring this whole piece on what is clearly the hips in there down. Okay. And then we might as well do this bit while we're here. You can split it all. So you can split it before now, but I'm just trying to do it all in one piece because, you know, show off. Because I'm a show off. Nice. Yeah, this is quite cool. We like this. You get this piece, and inside here there's a hinge. So you actually fold this, and it pegs into there. And it's getting in its own way, so you might not be able to see it very well. There you go. That folds over, pegs in, and you close it up. It all lines up nicely. Right? We'll do it again with this side. So you fold that over, pegs in there. Then these pieces on the back here, you straighten that out, turns, straighten it down, and it clicks onto the back. That's it. Straighten this out, and it all just folds onto the back. Into relatively sleek little piece. I mean, you can play with the kneecap things, up to you, it's whatever. This, hey, Prime, fold the head up. That hole goes into the back of the neck piece just to hold it in place. So that goes in there. These, again, this is one of the little bits in the vehicle mode. This doesn't like to tab in very well either, but this, yeah. Untab that, move it out of the way. Untab that, move it out of the way. And then it's kind of, do you want to just put it up like that? Or, I mean, I try and push them in a little bit more. I'm not sure if you're supposed to, it doesn't seem to specify, but that's my preference. I like to push them in a little bit more. Do what you want to do, yeah. I just forgot you couldn't see any of that. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the camera, I was looking at the figure. Right. So you just bring these straight up and they just sit like that, okay? Now, do you want to just leave them like that? Or, because I like to, as this one is, push them slightly more inboard. I'm not sure why, but I do. So, for my sake, I'm going to do that. Okay? So now you're left with Prime with this. This gets a little bit funky. You got to slide these pieces down. These are two separate pieces, but you slide them down. From there, you can, if you got nails, this is me trying to be clever, you can do it different ways, but you can dislodge this, because this also pegs into the body there. See these big pegs? Actually, that's down. Oh yeah, sorry, just bring that up. I've just transformed it. So it pegs into the body, into those holes there. So you wriggle it loose, fold it up, then you can slide it down. Okay? Then you can split this, open it up, rotate this over the top, and then they just plug onto, I believe, what should be, well, they're not even the rear view mirrors or wing mirrors or whatever you want to call them, but they just tab onto the side there. And you rotate these down. They will rotate. They don't really like it, but they will do it. Rotate these down. Straighten out the arm, turn them, which leaves the wheel inboard, which is really weird. Rotate the fist. Straighten that, turn it. First. And there, pretty much, you have him. The face is a little, I don't know, could have done with a little bit more attention, but the moulding's there, it's just there's no paint. The moulding detail on pretty much all of it, I mean even these little back panels when you can see them, everything's moulded. You know, the legs inside, everything's moulded, kneecaps, the thighs. Even in this piece, there's a little bit of moulded detail. Even on the side here, there's a tiny bit. But yeah, everything's kind of moulded. It's all kind of nicely done. He looks a little bit, well, there's loads of detail from the back moulded in. You know, the false wheels on the back, everything. Even though there's, you know, 4 wheels on the feet and more wheels hanging off the arms. But he's still got the false wheels on his hips, because it's style. But yeah, but he does look a little bit weird from, you know, this just doesn't look like it should be there, really. It's just there because it has to be. You know, it doesn't look integral to the robot. But yeah, he's kind of cool. The weapon, again, cool. And he can hold it, as all good weapons should be able to be used. Yeah, pew pew. But Dark of the Moon, what did they have? Mech tech weapons, which are usually pretty lame, but this one is not. So you fold the handle in, and there's this piece here. You pull this down, and then you actually move it to the side to lock it. Yeah, so you actually down, and lock it. And it turns into an axe. You've got a gun that turns into an axe. Which actually looks pretty good. You know, that's pretty cool. There we go. Can't really complain about that, can you? Really? Size comparison, which isn't ideal, but, you know. There's the Deluxe Dark of the Moon Silver Knight. Well, it's not Silver Knight. It would have been it's the Dark of the Moon Deluxe figure. But I got it the Age of Extinction Silver Knight. You know what I'm talking about. I'm just confusing myself. And yeah, so you can see they've taken a big pinch of salt to do this figure. Yeah, they've gone poetic license and gone for it. But sometimes you gotta take a gamble in life. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. But sometimes, even if it doesn't, it's a learning experience. You can see where you can go and where you can't go. And, you know, there's the guy who invented the light bulb. I can't remember who it was. Was it Benjamin Franklin? Someone like that? He said it took him 11 goes to perfect the light. 100 goes to perfect the light. To perfect the light bulb. And they said, oh, you know, how did it feel like, you know, failing 99 times? He goes, I didn't fail 99 times. 99 times I learned how not to make a light bulb. And that's kind of the feeling I get with this guy. I might have butchered that quote, by the way. But that's the kind of feeling. It's like, he's not perfect. I mean, he's not even the Bayformers Prime before they ruined it with the Age of Extinction dribble. He's not even that. But he's got something to him. He's plenty posable. I mean, you know, there's swivels, hinges, nice little ratchet in there, waist, that, blah blah. Nothing really in the feet except for a little bit of forward and backward. But they are pretty hefty, and there's no trouble balancing them on these. I just put them down. There's no, you know, there's, you know, swivels, double hinges, ball joint wrists that go back on themselves as well. You can adjust this stuff because it's on ball joints and stuff if you want. Head swivel. No, it might be a ball joint. It is actually a ball joint. So, you know, there's a lot going for him. He's just kind of forgotten. And I just thought it'd be nice, you know, just give him a little bit of time in the spotlight, literally. Because he's a bit of a bit of a forgotten gem. I mean, even his weapon, as far as the mech-tech weapons go, they're usually pretty poor. Even his weapon's kind of cool. So, yeah. I mean, he's kind of like a... before he got too big, Night Commando Prime kind of thing, you know? Night Ops Commando Optimus Prime. That kind of vibe. But yeah, he's good. We like him. Oh, hang on. Well, slap me and send me to my mother. Ankle. It's not much. Oh no. It is. Ho ho ho. That, my friends. This is what I'm saying. There's a lot going with this guy. I mean, you know, it might not be the prime you want, but it's the prime you deserve from those terrible, terrible Batman films. So, I'm going to leave you with that guy now. I'm actually quite impressed. I liked the guy at the time, but then he went on the shelf and I kind of forgot about him, and I've got him back in hand and I've remembered those feelings. I'm like, yeah, he's not bad. And just curiosity, I mean, you know, you shouldn't have to say that because I've done enough knockoffs. He is good plastic. Okay, he's nice, rich, good plastic. Okay. So, I'll leave you with that one, and I'll be back with oh, this is a knockoff. This is a knockoff I've wanted. I found two at one point. I picked one of them. Left it was a market that I literally got him from. Started going home, and I was looking at him still in the box and thinking, I got the wrong one. I found the other one. I paid probably a little too much for it, but I saw him, and I got him. I now have it, and I will do the review soon. So, my camera's decided to go wobbly at the last second. I shall see you in that review, if not sooner, in something else, which I'm not voicing in these reviews because I don't want the children to go to them. Whatever. So, I shall be ugly, I shall be wretched, and I'll see you with that knockoff next time.